He's the man who turned rhythm into spectacle, who made a single backward glide feel like magic, and who pushed music into a new era of imagination. Both celebrated and criticized, Michael Jackson remains one of the most dazzling yet misunderstood figures in pop culture. Michael Joseph Jackson was born in 1958 in the industrial town of Gary, Indiana, the eighth of 10 children crowded into a small house vibrating with rehearsals. Music was not merely entertainment in the Jackson household, it was the family's escape from poverty. Joe Jackson, strict and unyielding, believed discipline was the price of success and trained his children relentlessly. Michael, watching his older brothers practice, felt an irresistible pull toward the stage. When he first sang publicly at the age of 5, his voice startled everyone, including himself. Soulful, controlled, and emotionally deep beyond his years. Even then, performing felt less like a choice than a destiny quietly unfolding. When the Jackson 5 signed with Motown in 1969, Michael quickly emerged as the group's magnetic center. Performing gave him a sense of confidence and safety he lacked off stage. Hits such as I Want You Back, ABC, and I'll Be There were not simply successful singles. They reshaped the sound of American pop and introduced a new kind of youthful charisma. Yet the applause hit a harsher reality. Joe Jackson's discipline instilled fear as much as motivation. And Michael later admitted that anxiety often drove his pursuit of perfection. As he grew older, Michael felt increasingly confined by the identity of a child star. Influenced by Fred Astaire's elegance and James Brown's explosive energy, he dreamed of merging dance, emotion, and storytelling into a single artistic language. This ambition led to Off the Wall, 1979, his first true declaration of independence. Collaborating with Quincy Jones, he fused disco, soul, and pop into a refined new sound. The album was a massive success, yet Michael felt disappointed by the industry's response, particularly its limited recognition at major awards. That frustration planted the seed for an unprecedented artistic gamble. That gamble became Thriller, 1982. Michael set out not merely to make a successful album, but to create the greatest pop record in history and to break racial barriers in mainstream media. At a time when MTV rarely featured black artists, he envisioned music videos as cinematic events. Songs like Beat It, Billie Jean, and Thriller dominated global charts, while the extended Thriller short film permanently changed the role of visual storytelling in music. Society responded with astonishment. Fashion trends shifted, dance floors filled with imitators, and Michael Jackson became a global fixation across age, race, and nationality. A defining moment arrived in 1983 at the Motown 25th anniversary concert, when Michael performed Billie Jean. Halfway through the song, he unveiled the moonwalk, a backward glide that appeared to defy physics. The performance stunned audiences into silence before erupting into disbelief. Television networks replayed the moment endlessly. Dance studios reported waves of new students, and critics later described it as the instant Michael Jackson crossed from superstardom into mythology. The debut of the moonwalk was not simply a memorable television moment, it was a cultural rupture. Viewers across the United States and beyond described a shared sense of disbelief, as if gravity itself had briefly been rewritten. News programs replayed the clip repeatedly, while children and street performers attempted to replicate the move on sidewalks and school stages. Critics noted that the moonwalk fused illusion, rhythm, and character into a single gesture, transforming dance into narrative language. It marked the moment Michael Jackson ceased to be merely famous and became mythic. This impact expanded exponentially with the global rise of Thriller. The album did more than dominate charts. It synchronized popular culture on an unprecedented scale. Families gathered around televisions to watch his videos as communal events, while magazines and broadcasters framed Michael as a once-in-a-generation phenomenon. Audience demand forced MTV to place him at the center of its rotation, effectively reshaping the network's identity. Privately, however, Michael felt conflicted. He was grateful for the love, but increasingly aware that the public no longer saw him as human, only as an impossible ideal. He quietly wondered whether he could ever surpass what he had already created. With Bad, 1987, Michael sought to prove his independence as a solo performer on a global scale. The Bad World Tour drew millions and turned stadiums into scenes of mass hysteria, with fans fainting and cities overwhelmed by crowds. His ambition intensified with Dangerous, 1991, which pushed concert technology to new limits through elaborate stage mechanics, pyrotechnics, and choreography. Each performance felt less like a concert and more like a theatrical production. Yet behind the spectacle, Michael grew more isolated, realizing that fame amplified both admiration and loneliness. His humanitarian work reflected this emotional contradiction. Michael donated hundreds of millions of dollars to charities, supported children's hospitals, and launched global aid initiatives. These efforts were driven by a desire to protect innocence, the very thing he felt his own childhood had lost. He often said that helping others brought him closest to peace. As his fame deepened, so did public scrutiny. His changing appearance sparked rumors that he was rejecting his racial identity, despite medical explanations involving vitiligo and lupus. Neverland Ranch, built as a refuge where he could reclaim childhood wonder, was interpreted by critics as a symbol of excess and eccentricity. Media portrayals increasingly emphasized strangeness over artistry. The most damaging controversies emerged in the 1990s and 2000s with allegations of child misconduct. Michael maintained his innocence, and several cases ended without convictions, but the accusations permanently altered public perception. The emotional toll was profound. He felt betrayed, pursued, and misrepresented by a media culture eager for scandal. These years marked a gradual withdrawal from public life, even as his music continued to influence generations. Still, Michael longed to return on his own terms. His planned 2009 comeback, This Is It, was intended to reaffirm his artistic control rather than relive past glory. Rehearsal footage later revealed a focused and passionate artist, carefully shaping every detail. Those close to him described genuine excitement and a desire to inspire one final time. The comeback never occurred. On June 25, 2009, Michael Jackson died from acute propofol intoxication, sending shockwaves across the world. News broadcasts halted, social media surged, and spontaneous vigils formed across continents. Fans mourned not only a star, but a defining presence of their lives. His death ignited renewed debate about the pressures of fame, the ethics of those surrounding him, and the vulnerability of artists treated as commodities. In the years following his death, Michael's influence only intensified. His albums returned to the top of charts, his performances reached new generations, and his innovations remained foundational to modern pop. Yet controversies resurfaced as well, fueling arguments about how to reconcile artistic brilliance with personal turmoil. Michael Jackson remains a paradox, a visionary who transformed music, dance, and performance, yet a profoundly vulnerable human shaped and strained by the legend he became. Crowned the King of Pop, He inspired the world while carrying expectations no single person could ever fully bear. His life reminds us that behind every global icon stands a human being, and that even the brightest legends cast long, personal shadows.